I had disliked a lot of things that he was saying, and how he was acting. Being that I'm a real individual. I just felt like we was all cool at one point in time.
Now remember this.
Sounds familiar.
No, I was older than Canelo is when I beat Canelo. So now imagine seeing Canelo at 36 and me at 36, and we fight.
24 world champions, 5 divisions conquered, best defender of all time, right? Bud Crawford surpasses him in accolades because of the undisputed in 3 divisions. Both of them are fighters that fought great into their late 30s. However, Floyd has a deeper resume than Bud.
Terence Crawford spoke confidently about Floyd Mayweather and his reputation during a live in-ring interview. He stated that Floyd's time has passed and that now is his turn. Crawford emphasized that Mayweather's reign as champion was finished, and that all emphasis should now be focused on him as the sport's new leader. He confidently asserted himself as the boxer who will propel the sport ahead in this day and age.
For Jake and Tyson and some people like the likes of Carl Froch viewed that as an endorsement. Like, look, man, I'm just working. It's a big opportunity to be on Netflix. I didn't put the fight together. I'm not paying these guys. So, let's chill out. But all right, I'm not going to poo-poo this. I just don't know what CSI is. And the way it was presented made me think that there was like a secondary press release to come, that they'll be involved in like some sort of like virtual boxing thing. Like, it just didn't seem real. You know why it didn't seem real? I'll tell you why. There's no date attached to it. There's no venue attached to it. Forget rules, exhibition, not exhibition, weight. I mean, here's a guy who fought a heavyweight fighting forget all that. These things can get figured out, the fine details. The fact that it was announced, why announce something with no date or location attached to it? What's the point? Unless you're just trying to get people excited and trying to get them, trying to get some investors or something like that.
But maybe also testing the waters. If the response was overwhelmingly positive, maybe you go, okay, we move forward. If the response is muted or negative, maybe you go, okay, we're not going to actually do this. You lob it out there as a way to pull the public, and then make an adjustment.
So you don't think it happens?
I do not think it happens. I just don't think there will be enough interest. I know they have huge name value. There's zero, after the last performance by Mike Tyson against Jake Paul, I don't think there's going to be interest in seeing Mike Tyson do that again.
Floyd Mayweather revealed to his supporters that he had worked out Canelo Alvarez, demonstrating his skill and experience. He stated Terence Crawford's victory over Canelo wasn't such a big thing because both of their major wins came against the same opponent. Floyd believes the outcome as confirmation that his triumph remains the larger deal, and that Crawford's victory does not elevate him beyond Mayweather's reputation.
Canelo is a hell of a fighter. He's a hell of a fighter. And everyone is now saying that he's not the same fighter. He's not looking the same. Now remember this.
Sounds familiar.
No, I was older than Canelo is when I beat Canelo. So now imagine seeing Canelo at 36 and me at 36, and we fight. And now what they're gonna say, well, now he got what? I don't know how many fights he got.
According to Sunmax, Terence Crawford is not yet equivalent to Floyd Mayweather because he lacks Floyd's immaculate 5-0-0 record. They believe Crawford must do more than merely win skilled opponents like Canelo Alvarez to truly defeat Mayweather as a boxer. Crawford is often advised to gain weight and fight David Benavidez, a dangerous and powerful fighter. Not only would defeating Benavidez illustrate Crawford's bravery, but it would also show that he can defeat an opponent who many boxers regard as one of the most difficult to beat right now. According to some experts, Crawford will never be as well known as Mayweather if he does not win that fight. Regardless of Crawford's present performance, some experts say that without such a win, he will not be as respected as Mayweather.
You look at Floyd's record, right? Floyd's legacy is 50-0, 24 world champions, 5 divisions conquered, best defender of all time, right? Bud Crawford surpasses him in accolades because he's undisputed in 3 divisions. Both of them are fighters that fought great into their late 30s. However, Floyd has a deeper resume than Bud Crawford, but both of their best wins are Canelo Alvarez. Canelo was a younger, greener Canelo when Floyd beat him. Bud beat an older, slower, but more seasoned Canelo. Now, Bud's not going to surpass Floyd because of the record. He's not going to make 50-0. Bud has to separate himself. What he has to do is do something that Floyd didn't do. Take on the challenges that people were scared for you to take. Just that's what separates Leonard and Duran from the rest. If Bud Crawford beats David Benavidez, he will surpass Floyd Mayweather as far as on the all-time list. As of right now, if Bud Crawford retires, I would have him somewhere around the top 5, top.
The trainer, Robert Garcia, has a different perspective on the situation. He does not believe Terence Crawford will jeopardize his name by competing against David Benavidez. Gary Garcia describes Crawford as a clever boxer who understands how to make history without putting himself in danger. Although Benavidez is significantly larger than Crawford, he remains a legitimate threat and has the potential to end Crawford's undefeated streak. Garcia believes the danger outweighs the profit because Crawford already has a strong record and does not need to prove himself by facing someone outside of his typical division. This viewpoint highlights the continuous argument over whether to take chances that will define your legacy or to keep your job as close to perfect as possible.
There's no way. Crawford just got the biggest win in his career and one of the biggest wins in history. He doesn't need to go out there and risk. But it is too big, too strong. We don't want to see a champion do so much and accomplish so much and then end his career with a bad choice, a bad fight that he shouldn't take. I wouldn't do it.
Floyd Mayweather's uncle, Jeff Mayweather, stated that while Terence Crawford defeated Canelo Alvarez, that fight should not be used as the best example of how to grade a boxer. He informed Canelo that he wasn't the same boxer and that his blows weren't as powerful or precise. Jeff stated that many people did not believe Crawford was capable of fighting prior to this bout. Despite the fact that he defeated Canelo, some people remained skeptical. Jeff stated that the victory was fantastic, but it's vital to consider the big picture because Canelo wasn't at his peak. And many analysts believe that a more competitive contest would have provided a more accurate appraisal of Crawford's abilities. Crawford's success doesn't absolve him of criticism.
Canelo knocks him out in the first half of the fight because he couldn't handle the power. And obviously that proved not to be, or to be the case, that Crawford could definitely handle the power. Were you surprised that, it didn't look like, maybe once or twice looked like maybe Crawford felt it, but never in any kind of real trouble?
Yeah, I don't think that Canelo really hit him. I mean, he hit him a couple times clean, but I mean, Crawford, Crawford's a big guy too. Crawford took it like it was nothing. I mean, and he hit Canelo a few times. I mean, and Canelo took it as well. So I mean, basically, at the end of the day, I mean, they both took decent shots from each other, but Crawford just didn't get hit as much as Canelo did.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that was a case of you can't Canelo's a guy that's not out there throwing huge combinations, that he's more of a punch at a time kind of guy, and that's not going to work against someone as slick and talented as Bud Crawford?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, basically, Canelo was looking for just one big shot, trying to land a big shot on Crawford, but Crawford wasn't having it. And Crawford at times would say, I guess he would say to himself, I need to, do a little more work. And basically, and it seemed like he just did that, and he would let his hands go.
Roy Jones Jr., a legendary boxer, blasted Floyd Mayweather's reputation. Jones questioned why Floyd Mayweather is frequently referred to as the best when many of the fights on his CV were against smaller, older, or past their best years opponents. He stated that Floyd rarely fought the best fighters of his time when they were at their peak, with the exception of his battle with Canelo Alvarez. He believed Mayweather's hero status was exaggerated in comparison to what he accomplished. If you ask Roy Jones Jr., Floyd's unblemished record is impressive, but the quality of his opponents and fight timing are questionable. This is especially true when you compare him to versatile boxers like Terence Crawford.
Mayweather top 5?
No, not in my book. No,
not even top 10.
Maybe top 10 in my book, yeah, but not top 5.
Yeah.
He maybe top 10, but not top 5. Floyd can fight, don't get it wrong. Floyd can fight. But here's what my problem is. Well, I understand, I know you're a Floyd fan, but here's my problem. Who did Floyd fight that was on his level when he fought him? Only Canelo. That's it. Don't give me that stuff about the other guy that was going to prison. He know he going to prison when he get through. And then to take it even further.
He fought Cotto.
Cotto was not on his level. Wait. See, stop. Let me finish first. Cotto.
You asked me a question.
Cotto already was done. And Cotto an all-time great? No. Cotto's an all-time Puerto Rican great. Cotto's not an all-time great in boxing.
I agree with you.
He's an all-time Puerto Rican great.
I agree.
All right, so that's not great. That's not on your level. Pacquiao. You waited till Pacquiao got knocked out by Marquez before you fought him. If you'd have fought him 4 years ago, it'd have been something. Because both of y'all were here. We'd have found out who the best was. You waited till Marquez knocked him out, now you fought him. If I wait till somebody beat James Toney before I fight him, do I get credit for being the greatest fighter of all time because I beat James Toney?
No, you don't.
No, I don't. So my point is, you didn't do it the right way. You know that. Who else did you fight besides them best two names you can pull up besides Canelo?
What I'm saying is that who do you think around that time would have even beaten Floyd that he didn't fight?
So my point is, I'm not going to say who
because I can't name a person.
I'm not going to say who would have beat Floyd. Like I said, I'm just saying Floyd never fought nobody that was of his equal. He didn't fight a James Toney. He didn't go looking for it.
Another expert emphasized the distinction between being renowned and being excellent at what you do. He claimed that Floyd Mayweather has the world's largest fan base due to his extended winning streak and massive pay-per-view success. But if you simply look at ability, he believes Terence Crawford may be better than Floyd. Crawford can face any opponent since he is a natural southpaw and has the unique ability to swap stances without difficulty in the middle of a battle. Many people believe Crawford's athletic abilities are superior to Mayweather's since he is versatile and capable of doing a variety of tasks. The debate concerns a larger issue in boxing. Should fame, manpower around the world, or Roscoelin's versatility in the ring be utilized to determine greatness?
Terence Crawford versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. Who wins this fight? I'm going with Terence Crawford, and I don't think that's unpopular or crazy to say. I think most people will agree with me. I understand Floyd Mayweather has a lot of fans out there, but the truth is, as great as Floyd Mayweather is, Terence Crawford is one of one. And I say that because who else has knockout power in both hands, is able to switch stances between orthodox and southpaw so seamlessly while having great footwork? It's not like Terence Crawford is some stationary target or a flat-footed fighter that's going to be chasing Floyd around. Terence Crawford knows how to cut the ring off. He has tremendous ring IQ. And not only is he a great boxer, but he's a great fighter. He'll be able to make it dirty. If he is on the inside with Floyd, that power will carry him far. And I just don't see how Floyd will be able to beat a Terence Crawford. I really don't see it. I understand Floyd's defense is incredible, but he is smaller than Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford would have a significant reach advantage on Floyd Mayweather. I believe Terence Crawford would also be taller than Floyd Mayweather, as well as all the skillful and technical aspects of what I just laid out prior. So I don't understand how anybody could pick Floyd Mayweather to beat Terence Crawford. Styles make fights, and I believe Terence has the style to beat one Floyd Mayweather. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Whether you agree or disagree, it doesn't matter. Join the discussion, subscribe for more, and leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent. Thank you. You are all.
Shane Mosley, a former world champion, made a straightforward comparison between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. Crawford's inherent size offers him an advantage that Mayweather never possessed. He claims Crawford can compete in more weight classes since he is physically larger. He can do so without losing his might or strength. Mosley pointed out that Floyd was excellent at defense and timing, but Crawford was stronger than Mayweather and could easily defeat his opponents. Mosley believes that directly comparing the two fighters is unfair because Crawford's size and natural frame give him advantages that Floyd does not have.
It's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather.
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger.
You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is...
Jeff Mayweather also told boxing fans that Floyd Mayweather wasn't at his top when he faced Canelo Alvarez. Despite being older, slower, and less sharp than he was in his youth, Floyd crushed Canelo with his knowledge, defense, and ring savvy. This viewpoint demonstrates how Floyd's and Crawford's perspectives on Floyd's victory over Canelo differ. Jeff pointed out that, while Crawford defeated Canelo when he was more experienced, Floyd accomplished so when he was not at his peak, making his victory stand noteworthy. For Jeff, this incident demonstrates that Floyd remains the best. Even though Crawford's record continues to improve, Floyd's triumph is crucial.
Well, also if we remember, Canelo at that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course.
Yeah, nobody had that.
And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So
yeah, what was Canelo? What, 20 something? 20 what? 23, 25?
Yeah, very, very young in the game, obviously.
Very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost. Yeah, but man, that was 30-something years old, 36.
Well, Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people. But
how you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
Don't you? I mean,
make himself look like he did something great.
Crawford has mentioned the comparisons to Floyd Mayweather. He acknowledges Floyd's contributions and agrees that his legacy will endure indefinitely. However, Crawford has stated that Mayweather was from a different era and that every time period dances. He claimed that excellence does not last forever and that a new generation will eventually emerge to grab the spotlight. He achieved this by referring to himself as the fighter of today. Crawford honors Floyd's accomplishments while firmly establishing himself as the most important boxer of our time.
Gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
Nope.
No friends in this business for you.
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you would have, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But you
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore. So that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis. Okay, that's a no. That's a no.
Terence Crawford's trainer, Greg Hackett, expressed high praise for him. After he defeated Canelo Alvarez, he claimed that the victory enhanced Crawford's reputation more than Canelo's. However, Hackett made it clear that Crawford's triumph does not imply that he is better than Floyd Mayweather. He emphasized that Floyd's career-defining victory over Canelo does not invalidate everything he had accomplished over the years. Crawford, according to Hackett, deserves to be recognized for such an outstanding performance. However, while comparing Floyd to Mayweather, it's vital to remember that his body of work is considerably larger and more proven, with many championship belts across various weight classes and a long unblemished record.
Because you gotta remember, Canelo is the guy right now in the sport that's supposed to be the man, big bad wolf. You beat him, you the wolf. Now it's like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, well, so I'm gonna fight. You beat the shark, you beat the wolf.
Right.
Damn. Like, you know what I mean? Ain't no more ops out there. It's ops out there, but who gonna make them really want to get up? That's the
shit gotta make sense. Like you said, you be the shark and then you be the wolf.
Yeah.
But there's the monster.
Yeah, it is, but that's like a real monster.
Bro, that's to me it don't make sense. But that's
really
what
a monster.
Yo, is that proof? All right, we got the legendary Pape in the building. Legend.
Chill, man.
But what makes sense? Like, what makes the most sense? I know you said get a line of suits, Brooks Brothers.
Yeah,
you know
line of suits. Your line of suits get your money, man. Yeah, go ahead and get the easy money, man. You ain't gotta sweat no more.
What's up?
Not saying you ain't gotta work, you ain't gotta sweat.
What's happening?
He's paved the career where he could sit down at a table and get this money. He could come out with a Terence Crawford series now, just doing whatever he like to do. People gonna watch it. Nobody, the fighting part, people don't understand what it's like to be a fighter. A lot of times fighters really don't be interested in certain fights. It's cause when a guy see himself up here and then is fighting a guy down here, it don't interest him. So therefore, when he train, he not gonna really train. He gonna train, but he not gonna train. He not gonna listen. He gonna feel like his coach taking it too serious, and he's like, man, this ain't even that. But your coach like, listen, you could get fucked up. I'm telling you, you don't want to listen. Then you go in there and fight that guy. Then you get. I see.
On his broadcast, former champion Sean Porter reviewed Crawford's victory over Canelo. He claimed that Crawford took up the challenge and defeated Canelo in a way that astonished many. Porter noted that this battle showcased Crawford's ability to apply his talents against opponents of different styles and weight divisions. He was adaptable, he was technically proficient in boxing and had top-level mental strength.
For Jake and Tyson and you know, some people like the likes of Carl Froch viewed that as an endorsement. Like, look, man, I'm just working. It's a big opportunity to be on Netflix. I didn't put the fight together. I'm not paying these guys. So, you know, let's chill out. But all right, I'm not going to poo-poo this. I just don't know what CSI is. And the way it was presented made me think that there was like a secondary press release to come, that they'll be involved in like some sort of like virtual boxing thing. Like, it just didn't seem real. You know why it didn't seem real? I'll tell you why. There's no date attached to it. There's no venue attached to it. Forget rules. Exhibition, not exhibition, weight. I mean, here's a guy who fought a heavyweight fighting forget all that. These things can get figured out. The fine details. The fact that it was announced. Why announce something with no date or location attached to it? What's the point? Unless you're just trying to get people excited and trying to get them, you know, trying to get some investors or something like that.
But maybe also testing the waters. If the response was overwhelmingly positive, maybe you go, okay, we move forward. If the response is muted or negative, maybe you go, okay, we're not going to actually do this. You know, you lob it out there as a way to poll the public, and then make an adjustment.
You don't think it happens?
I do not think it happens. I just don't think there will be enough interest. I know they have huge name value. There's zero after the last performance by Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. I don't think there's going to be interest in seeing Mike Tyson do that again.
Terence Crawford's most significant accomplishment is that he is the first boxer to be undisputed champion in 3 distinct weight classes. This is an accomplishment that has never been accomplished before. This feat not only demonstrates his versatility, but also how long he has been working in various areas of his employment, proving his dedication and competence in adapting to different weight classes over the years. Few fighters in history have totally dominated so many weight classes. Crawford's name will go down in sports history as one of the greatest boxers of all time, thanks to this accomplishment. Despite frequent comparisons to Floyd Mayweather, Crawford's accomplishments are unique.
Terence Bud Crawford defeats Canelo Alvarez and becomes the first ever male 3-division undisputed champion in boxing history. Thank God the judges got this one right. But wow, what a technical battle this was. It was a very close fight, but as it went on, Terence was getting more and more comfortable in there. I remember in the 7th round, he even stood right in front of Canelo and fought him on the inside. Then in rounds 9 through 12, Crawford really started to open up on his flurries, gaining Canelo's respect. But the reason Crawford won this fight was because he was surprisingly durable at 168. He was able to do his thing because for the 36 minutes he was in there with Canelo, he was never really worried about what was coming back at him. I mean, Canelo just kept going to Terence's right side of his body, and that stung a couple times, but those were the really only hard shots Canelo landed. Unfortunately, this is terrible for Canelo's legacy because the smaller man beat him up, and Canelo's kind of been cherry-picking his opponents the last couple years. But well-deserved for Terence Crawford. It's gonna look amazing on his legacy. Boxing got it right tonight. On the biggest stage, with the most eyeballs, no controversy, just pure sport. And one of the best ever at the sport got it done tonight, Terence Bud Crawford.
This concludes today's video.